Now that Jiangdong is at last peaceful, our next military objective will be...
To defeat Huangzu once and for all? Surely? I doubt anyone would disagree.
I hope you're not saying that because of your personal vendetta.
Ling Tong wanting to avenge his father is no different than how all of us wish to take revenge for Lord Sun Jian. If such objectives remain unfulfilled, the morale of our troops will suffer.
I'm also in favor of going to war with Huangzu. It's high time we settled things.
Likewise. I should very much like to see him slain. However, as the leader of Wu, I must weigh up the benefits and drawbacks of that decision. I do not think we should rush into a war with him, unless we stand to benefit in a significant way.
If that's your concern, then you needn't fret, as his territory is in Qing province. It has immense strategic value. Cao Cao has conquered Hubei after defeating Yuan Shao at Guandu, and is now looking to expand south, starting with Qing.
There are also signs that he had a hand in the rebellion in Lujiang. The threat he poses is becoming more and more immediate. The proposal makes military sense. We'd be removing a threat, solidifying our foundations, and positioning ourselves to be ready for war.
Indeed, Lord Zhou Yu, always taking the words out of my mouth. We should take Xiakou, then conquer Qing, and finally invade Bashu, to control the entirety of the southern half of the realm.
Lord Lu Su, did you really just say what I think you did?
Tell me, why would we do all of that?
It would be a means of protecting the people of Wu from Cao Cao. Cao Cao controls virtually the whole of the north, but if we take all of the south, he'll become unable to move against us.
A daring plan, to say the least. That path could lead to our lord controlling the entire realm.
Me? Controlling the realm?
You are very much capable of such a thing, my lord. Each and every one of us believes that.
So I have your trust. Then our next objective shall be Xiakou in Jing province. We will bring down Huangzu and avenge my father.
Lord Han Dong does so much for such little recognition. He deserves... Being able to fight alongside famous officers and generals, it's truly an honor.
Things have escalated quickly. In truth, I thought ruling the realm might one day be our aim. But now that I've heard those words from the others, the sheer weight of that idea is mind-boggling. Maybe you're right. Overthinking has long been a bad habit of mine. My brother once told me that it can also be a strength, but anything can be detrimental in excess. Everyone is excited about taking down Huangzu at the prospect of conquest and revenge. However, it seems evident to me that I am perhaps the one who most desperately wishes to see him dead. When I avenge our father, which is something even my brother could not do, I may finally be able to see myself as their equal. I think then I will be able to consider even greater ambitions without fear or hesitation. When Sa died, I realized that I'm the selfish kind of man at heart. I want to share in the sadness, the anger, the passion felt by the others. Yet, I always end up choosing the most logical or convenient path for me. But, in this upcoming battle, I will defeat Huang Zu, no matter what. Then, I will be able to move forward as the leader of Wu. I will be relying on your skills out there.
Let's begin. Now then.
Yes.
Hi.
Don't let me down now.
We will defeat our longtime nemesis and advance yet further. This battle will decide the future of our kingdom.
Gotta be quicker than that.
There is no reason for us to fear Huang Zu now.
Take this!
Shall capture the enemy's bases, one by one.
Commence the advance! Ling Tong, avenge your father. Do not be reckless.
I know, Lord Wu Long. I will take down Guan Ming
Has been defeated.
calmly and with certainty.
An unprepared charge into enemy ranks will be the end of you.
An expeditious advance is essential to our cause. Onward, everyone!
Infested.
We
The
march
enemy
as
officer
one!
has been defeated.
Another one falls behind me.
Take this.
Turning things around, I see.
Is ours.
But don't let up. Stay aggressive.
It open. I see you.
Believe this.
The enemy officer has been defeated. Perfect timing. I was looking for an opportunity to test my new tactics. The enemy officer has been defeated.
We will send you running right back home. Let's march! Enemy is here.
Got this. Let's get serious.
You're gonna make enemy officers like they used to. Can't believe I see
The enemy officer has been defeated. Gotta be quicker than that.
Infested.
The enemy officer has been defeated. Take this. Looking rough.
officer
I know
been
how
defeated.
to get the job done.
Wow, somebody even lazier than I am.
Take this.
Looking rough.
This territory is ours.
They just don't make enemy officers like they used to.
Proper strategy can overcome any obstacle in power.
I will slay as many officers as necessary to fulfill my duty.
All my might.
The enemy officer has been
Another
defeated.
one falls behind me. Let's go.
Proper strategy can overcome any obstacle. The path we must walk is set. Onward, everyone! Start the advance! Keep moving forward just like we planned. We will set off their trap and get them to lower their guard. Time to act. And open it. Bear with me.
This territory, the enemy officer has been defeated.
Let me teach you what happens when you charge into things head first.
The enemy officer has been defeated. This territory is ours.
Let's go. Situation.
The enemy officer
All
has
units,
been defeated.
march and open. Begin the advance. Take
Your skills.
The enemy officer
Definitely
has
special.
been defeated.
Looking rough. Looking rough.
You're outshining everyone else.
The enemy officer
I must
has been
study
defeated.
and learn your ways. Here comes our prey. Archers, slay them all!
Just as Lord Joyu said. Moment has come.
All of you, stay calm.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Faultless battle.
The enemy officer
Won't go
has been defeated.
The path we must walk is set.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Start the advance!
The enemy officer has been
Figured
defeated.
out we were here! Go! Attack them!
They've stopped. Perfect.
Send out the ships! We're going after Swin Twin!
Looks like it's finally our time to shine.
Now let's go!
They've taken the bait.
Go! Eradicate them!
Such an obvious trap won't phase us in the slightest. Now push them back!
The enemy officer has been defeated.
It just weren't strong enough.
All of you, come with me. We're going to lay waste to the enemy's stronghold. Take this! Forward march!
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Shouldn't rush in.
Advance! They're strong. Like the tigers they proclaim to be.
Keep pushing to the end. The enemy's main hold is right in front of us.
Opening!
Now, advance!
Looking rough. Whoa. This is what we've been waiting for. Attack! An opening. I know how to get the job done.
I am glad you're here. I was actually getting a little anxious.
At last, we will be able to avenge our former lord. For us and the old lord, nothing
The enemy
will be more
officer
satisfying.
has been defeated.
Does not lessen our regret. Still, it will allow us some
The enemy
closure of
officer
sorts if we
has
can
been defeated.
hunt him down.
It is high time we brought this to a conclusion. Once we do, our kingdom can finally look forward to the future.
The enemy was one step ahead.
Good. The enemy has been wiped out. Then it's time to take the fight to Huangzhou once more. Commence the advance.
On me. We have the perfect use for a brute like yourself. Tear into the enemy forces and get to Swan Chui. All my might.
Hold this little.
Forget it. Do my job. Simple as that.
Advance!
There he is at last. He is mine. Advance now.
We gotta be quicker. Prepare for battle. Chop, chop. Let's show them what we can do.
So Ling Tong has gone after Gan Ning.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
We'll take an enemy ship. Enter into their stronghold.
Commence the advance! Their ship is now ours. Prepare to set sail. An opening.
Anyone who is willing to join the assault on their
Gather here.
Bring them down.
This is bad. Someone doesn't get here fast. We're done for.
So, it's you. Well, I should have expected this. Needless to say, no holding back. Let there be no regrets or grudges when this is over. Looks like I got a bit carried away. Time to retreat.
Damn it. We weren't able to get Gan Ning. No matter. First things first, we must finish this battle. Advance now.
Good. Run off the enemy's offensive. Let us advance as well.
Forward march!
Let's go. We're being pushed back. At this rate, there is no reason to stay on the defensive.
Got this. We will instead attack. Repel them. Then engage in a counterattack. Start the advance.
Lord Wimon, we are ready to sail.
And none have been left behind. And we will head straight for their base.
Let's give it to them.
You're here. I am thankful for the help. You knew just when to come to my aid. I was never worried that you wouldn't. Not in the least. Now that you are here, things do not seem so bad.
And I think this is time to go to the offensive. Get ready, everyone!
I was just thinking of it.
No.
The enemy officer has been defeated. You've come. There is little to worry about with your presence here.
The battle is more intense than I anticipated. We continue to fight without complaint.
The enemy officer.
You've rushed in at my time of need. I shall never forget this. I've been falling back.
The enemy officer
Couldn't be no resistance.
The enemy officer
This the end?
has been defeated.
Things are really heating up, aren't they?
This might just be entertaining.
So you've arrived.
Looks like I owe you one. Just for today, you'll have a reprieve from my criticism.
I am glad you're here. I was actually getting a little anxious.
Got this. No, let's get serious. Let's end this.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
At least I made a mark on the battlefield.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
What happens now? That's actually you.
The enemy officer has been defeated. The enemy officer
You to battle.
has been defeated.
Prepare yourself.
You are a true
The
warrior
enemy
of the
officer
three kingdoms.
has been defeated.
Indeed. How much longer can I remain loyal to Huang Zu? I wonder what Gamin thinks of this.
Now, we will go and attack the enemy from behind!
We were unable to keep them at bay. Now we're surrounded on both sides.
The enemy officer has been defeated. The enemy officer has been defeated.
Let's get serious.
officer has been defeated. The enemy officer has been defeated. As good a time as the enemy officer. I give up. Has been defeated. I will resist no further. Looking rough. Let's go.
Let's give it to them.
Time to end this.
Can't believe this.
The enemy officer has been defeated. With all my might.
So their fangs have finally reached me. Perhaps this was inevitable.
We've finally done it. We've defeated our nemesis. Shout out in triumph! Forward! As fiercely as roaring tigers!
It's over, isn't it?
Yes. We have finally avenged our father. And thanks to all of you, I've now accomplished something that even my brother could not do.
Brother, there's something I've been thinking. You ought to believe in yourself more. I'm not sure anyone other than you could have succeeded in defeating Huangzu.
I'm not so sure. But I'd like to believe you're right. Whatever the case may be, we shall no longer be haunted by our father's death. We can move forward as a kingdom. Let us continue to pursue our path to a safer and more prosperous nation.
Right, we have a lot to live up to. We mustn't forget, even for a moment, our pride as members of the Swoon clan.
We will lay down our arms and surrender. None of us wish to give our lives for Huangzu. Quite the rationalist. My service to him was bought with coin. I'm not so dutiful as to die for such a man.
Gunning, what about you?
I mean, I'd rather live, but...
Good. That makes things simpler. And even if you did give yourself up, I wouldn't have accepted your surrender.
I'm not surprised. I've got nothing to say as long as you take Su Fei in. So go on. Take your revenge. We all know that when you go into battle, there will be hatred on both sides. And when the dust settles, the loser rarely forgives the victor. That's why I won't beg for my life, nor will I apologize for killing your father.
Well, that is a rational outlook. My lord, executing someone as formidable as Gan Ning would be a waste. He would surely prove himself extremely valuable to our kingdom.
Wait a minute, Lord Zhou Yu. You cannot be serious.
I am sorry, Ling Tong. But I was thinking the same thing.
Lord Sun Quan, you have taken your revenge by defeating Huangzu. But I still haven't avenged my own father.
I know. I know how bitter and miserable you feel. But for now, I want you to direct that hatred at me instead. I cannot bring myself to have him executed after seeing his strength firsthand. I know it may be hard to stomach. But for Wu to make progress, we must gather as many soldiers as we can. and even let go of our grudges if need be. That is why we made peace with the Shangyue the way we did. And you are wise. You must know this already.
But Lord Sun Quan,
Ling Tong, wait!
Are you sure? I would be like kindling in Wu. One wrong step, and I'll end up burning the whole place down.
If you are kindling, then we just need to find the right use for you. We need men with experience in naval combat, and you certainly have that.
Oh, and what for?
The major warlords in the realm are preparing to fight over Jing province. Myself included.
Bringing Lord Ling Cao's killer into the fold, and then asking Ling Tong to fight alongside him. That is rather cruel.
I suppose there's no way I can keep my distance from him now. While I understand his resentment toward me, he acts so aggressively I can't help but wonder if he still intends to kill me. And since I prefer to avoid injury or death, I was hoping I could ask you for some advice.
Sorry to say, the only help I can give is handling the aftermath of your fights. In the end, the two of you are going to have to resolve things on your own. Still, Ling Tong may be young, but he has a sense of how things ought to be. And he knows full well that Wu needs you. The only question is whether he can make his heart obey his mind.
So what? I need to appeal to his emotions somehow? I wouldn't really have a clue how to go about that. I'm telling you, we need to get this sorted out, or one of us is going to end up out of action for good.
If you're going to clash with one another, why not choose a way that won't put your lives at risk? Like a game of Go.
Me? Play Go?
Ling Tong's quite the master at that game. You won't have a chance unless you practice a lot.
I'd never be able to beat him.
Well, that's too bad. Whatever you do, you're going to have to prove in earnest and through action that you're someone worthy of his trust. Anyway, look after him, will you? You're much more battle-hardened than he is.
I suppose I'll have to. I'll just have to be careful not to aggravate him, though.
Go ahead.
We'll get to see Lord Sun Cao again, right, Mom?
Try it. I guess you will do for an opponent. How's about a one-on-one?
I see you. Nothing quicker than that.
Try it.
Whoa, I see you. Looking rough. Now. That. Looking rough. this.
Guess I let my guard down.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Thank you.
I miss the days when thieves were a timid bunch.
Oh, it's you. Go show him what you're made of.
Another fight? Then it won't be long before the base at Chai Song begins to chase us.
They say Lord Huanggai is close to the Shan Yue.
You refuse to fight me? Despite how you look, you're just a coward.
Quit squawking. A fledgling out for blood is still just a fledgling. You're no threat to me. Think about it from my point of view. You could get seriously hurt. And then, what would happen?
What? You just assume you'll be able to beat me? Well, I'll show you.
That's enough. You can't train and argue at the same time. Dan Ning, you come with me before someone really does get hurt. Perfect timing. Look after Ling Tong for me, would you?
I won't put up with being treated like a child for much longer.
Come on, let's go.
He's a fool. He doesn't realize that you just saved his skin.
So, why are you here? Even at a time like this, you cheer me up. You exceed my expectations every time. I trained with you, at my father's behest. Yet this fledgling is no closer to leaving the nest. Whenever I see him, I can't help but consider ending him with some accidental slip of my hand during training. Not to mention, I had grossly underestimated his abilities. Admit it, even you must have grown weary at that stunt I pulled. I can't believe you're sticking with a weakling like me. I still have so much to learn from you, clearly. In any case, would you be willing to beat me into shape? Remake me from the ground up? First, I need to establish myself among the others in Uu. I feel it's better to start there than let that bastard distract me. And if I ever get the urge to pick a fight with him again, now I know that I can talk things over with you instead. The fledgling learns to fly in the shadows of his forebearers. Can I count on you to look after me? Until I am strong enough to leave the nest?
Being able to fight alongside famous...
You knew exactly where to find me. Did I really stand out that much? I did, huh? Guess I'm finally building a bit of presence after all. Recently, even if I'm not together with Lord Chengpu or Huanggai, I'm no longer being asked to take care of cleanup tasks. Having gone through 3 generations of Uu, I've finally gained gravitas as an officer. How are you doing? You've been lured into Uu by me, with the promise. Good to hear. That sets my mind at ease. I was worried you might say you wanted to be more prominent. On another note, don't you get the feeling that the younger ones are growing more powerful recently? And when they rise up, my hard-fought position will be up for grabs. Will they gain dignity and gravity as Lord Chengpu did? Or grow bodies of steel like Huanggai? Thanks. You always know what to say. I really like that aspect of you, you know? Well then, I'm counting on you to always stay by my side. Officers like you and I have to accept that we'll remain unnoticed even as we carry out grand acts. But we can meet up like this sometimes and give each other praise where praise is due. By the way, I ordered way back before you even arrived, and yet it's still not here. Mind checking up on that for me? I'd appreciate it.
The honorable warrior is still with us. I couldn't ask for a better officer.
Wu has overcome every crisis until this point. I'm sure this will be no different.
Lord Han Dong does so much for...
Have you heard the news? Liu Biao of Jing died the other day. And Cao Cao is not a man to miss an opportunity. I'm sure he will begin his southward advance.
Should he take Qing province, his conquest of the realm will become virtually unstoppable. For Wu to survive in the face of such a threat, we must strengthen our kingdom until we have the power to rival him. And that will require more territory.
I am sure there is. But expanding our borders is probably the easiest path.
One can strategize endlessly, but the fact remains that a small territory simply cannot host a massive army.
But first, there is something we must do in preparation. A task you two would be well suited for. I want you to act as messengers to send our condolences and meet with Liu Biao's successor, Liu Song. While there, find Liu Bei, who is said to be staying with him, and subtly ask him to join our side.
There is, however, a possibility that Cao Cao has already made a move. He did consider Liu Bei a threat, after all.
You're a longtime acquaintance of Liu Bei and his men, are you not? So let me ask you this. What kind of man is Liu Bei, in your eyes?
I see. Then when Liu Bei fulfills that potential, we may be facing two great enemies, instead of just Cao Cao. In that case, we should make sure to win him over somehow.
Whatever the case may be, bringing Liu Bei to our side will be a necessity in countering Cao Cao. Good luck, you two. The fate of the House of Sun depends on you.
I wonder just how handsome.
Have you heard? They say Cao Cao invaded Xinye with a huge army.
Xinye? Isn't that where Lord Liu Bei is?
It was. But apparently he fled and headed to Shanyang to ask Lord Liu Song for help. Then, Lord Liu Song went and surrendered right away, instead of trying to shelter Lord Liu Bei. He probably didn't want him around because he was so well liked by Lord Liu Biao.
So, do you know if Lord Liu Bei is safe?
These are just rumors, but I hear he left and took the people of Shangyang with him to seek help from Lord Liu Qi in Jiansha.
You mean everyone in Xiangyang? That's incredible!
Lord Liu Bei was extremely popular with the people there. I guess they all wanted to go with him.
It appears things are rather tense. Cao Cao is moving much faster than we thought. Let's see if we can head to Jiangxia, and let us hope Liu Bei is still safe. I did not expect Cao Cao to make his move this quickly. But I am glad you are safe, Lord Liu Bei. Though I must say I was surprised that you've brought your people with you.
We would not have made it here if not for the remarkable efforts made by everyone. And by Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Zhao Yun, and Zhuge Liang in particular.
We are thankful to them as well. For it would have been a grievous blow to lose you.
Ah, and what might you mean by that? Compared to someone like Lord Sun Quan, who controls all of Jiangdong, I am but a minor leader without power or land.
Without power and land, perhaps. But you are also one of the few lords who garner a lot of attention. We believe that if we can join forces with you, we may even be able to counter Cao Cao. As we speak, he is seeking to take Jing Province, a critical territory. If his invasion is successful, both your forces and ours will soon be overrun. To put it simply, we believe our interests align. Lord Sun Quan has control over Qiangdong proper, and has even expanded Wu's reach by taking in the Shan Yue and minor lords. If you wish to take on Cao Cao, it may be worthwhile for you to ally with us.
We are very grateful for the offer. We have been searching for allies as well, so we would be...
Lord Liu Bei, may I interject? Lord Lu Su's offer is truly a gracious one. However, I have a hard time believing that there is a consensus on this matter within Wu. Joining up with a small group like ours to fight against the mighty army of Cao Cao? That seems like mere bravado at best.
It pains me to admit it, but you're right. When we heard that Liu Song had surrendered to Cao Cao, we left for Jiangxia right away. Our orders in coming here were indeed to secure an alliance with Lord Liu Bei. But I cannot claim that our side has reached a consensus on the matter.
Then, it is only fair to obtain the agreement of those in Wu. For an alliance without mutual understanding will only bring division. Lord Liu Bei, I would like your permission to act as a messenger to Wu. I will convince the officers there and make this agreement a reality.
So Lord Sun Quan's leading?
I see you've been working hard. Thank you for coming. There's something I'd like to talk with you about. Sorry to worry you. I was thinking back on that battle in Lujiang. Up until then, I really thought I had been doing my best, but it was during that battle that I began truly pushing myself. I wanted to prove to you that you can rely on me. I can see why you might say that, but I'm not about to casually throw my life away or anything like that. As the daughter of a military family, I have a duty to make it out of battle alive. For my life is not strictly just my own. Should I die, so many would grieve. My brother, our generals, the soldiers. I'll keep that in mind as I fight. By showing my own resolve, I believe I can inspire my comrades. My father and brother did the same as they fought through all those battles. I'm starting to feel, at last, that I'm a worthy member of our military family. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to shoulder the responsibility. Continuing to fight is something that requires immense courage. And besides, the real fight is still before us. So, what I really want to say is, would you remain by my side? I want you to share your courage with me. The courage that allows you to stay strong and keep fighting, no matter what. I don't want to continue trying to catch up to you forever, but perhaps I'm still not worthy of standing alongside you. As long as you're there, I can stand tall without hesitation. I can shine out there on the battlefield. So, keep an eye on me out there, okay? Don't look away, even for a second.
Lord Louis Mong has been reading constantly lately. His brow's permanently.
It's amazing how the survivors manage to carry on, and they handle so much.
Wu has overcome every crisis.
We've been called for a meeting. It seems a message from Cao Cao arrived just before we returned. Yes, it was written in more delicate language, but it was in essence asking for our surrender. Perhaps we should have expected this, but those in Wu have split right down the middle, just as Zhuge Liang predicted. There are those who claim that victory is impossible against Cao Cao, and that we should surrender before any unnecessary bloodshed. And then there are those who say we should ally with Liu Bei and resist Cao Cao with everything we have. If there is anyone capable of uniting the two factions together, I can think of no one more fit for the task than Lord Zhou Yu. But unfortunately, he is away at the moment. He is likely busy taking measures of his own to make sure we are prepared for the coming danger. Ultimately, the only way we can protect both our domain and our people is to rise up and rival Cao Cao for control of the realm. I've spoken of this plan before, haven't I? It isn't some impossible dream. I truly believe it can be done. Which is why I want nothing more than to convince every person of consequence in Wu to resist the urge to surrender. But for now, I'm off to meet with Zhuge Liang. You should make your way over to the war room to wait for our arrival.
I think we can all agree that fighting Cao Cao is extremely reckless. How can we possibly hope to win against such numbers? Territory should not take priority over the safety of the people of Wu. Is it not said that needless bloodshed is the mark of a foolish leader?
I never thought I would witness the likes of Lord Zheng Jiao, suggesting we kneel to a tyrant who manipulates the Emperor and exploits all in his path. The Yellow Turbans of Qing, the Heishen bandits. They gave in to Cao Cao and have achieved distinction under his command. But in reality, their lives have been robbed of all meaning, and they now exist as nothing more than toothless beasts at the mercy of the lash. Tyranny is all that lies at the end of the path to Cao Cao's feet. Once you become a slave to his power, it becomes impossible to break free. Do you really think we should abandon our pride and forsake our future just to avoid making the sacrifice necessary to protect them?
We do not find giving up on our land and our people to Cao Cao any more tolerable than you do. But if this is what it takes for our people's lives to be spared, then is it not the best decision we can make?
He's right. There is no reason for us to sacrifice ourselves for pride. We will eventually win back everything taken from us.
With all due respect, I am honestly a little disappointed in what I'm witnessing here. The Sun clan, renowned for its brave warriors, has such cowards for officers.
How dare you!
Lord Liu Bei has no land to call home. and what soldiers and retainers he does have are far fewer in number than those of Wu. In spite of all that, he has sworn to never bend the knee to Cao Cao, and has even sent me to Wu to negotiate an alliance. He does so to save the people of Jing, who regard him with love and respect. And when I arrive here, all I see is Wu, for all its advantages, cowering beneath the shadow of Cao Cao, considering no option but surrender. No matter how many talented officers you assemble, or how well you govern your people, that cowardice makes all of Wu far weaker than Liu Bei alone.
All Liu Bei does is flee from battle to battle. He fled from Ji, he fled from You, and from Shu as well. He certainly has more courage than most, but only the foolhardy charge into battle without the strength to prevail.
So, tell us, Lord Zhuge Liang, are we to assume that you have discovered a way to defeat such a massive force?
Yes. I came here knowing that if we fight alongside Wu in this battle, there is a way for us to win. But if the mere thought of having to face a powerful enemy has robbed you of the will to fight, I'll just have to come up with a new plan. Lord Sun Quan, I highly suggest you carefully consider your circumstances and your ability to lead.
Now look here.
I understand the doubts of Zheng Zhao and the others very well. Lu Su and Lord Zhuge Liang have also made a strong case. We will end the discussion here for the time being. I need some time to gather my thoughts on what has been said. This is terrible. I'm a complete failure.
What do you mean by that?
My father laid the foundations, and my brother built Wu into the kingdom it is today. And yet I can't even muster up the courage to defend it. The shame that I feel is overwhelming. I know full well that we must fight. Yet, I can't help but realize how little chance we have of winning. War is crucial to the survival of the kingdom. But we should not fight battles we cannot win. This is a basic principle of warfare.
That is true. Lord Zheng Zhao was not by any means mistaken in his reasoning. If both sides are correct in their own way, then all that is left is for you to make your choice.
Surrender and be trampled upon, or fight and face certain defeat. I don't exactly have the best options to choose from.
Where did you get the idea that those were the only two paths? I think you should choose the third path. That is to say, you should bravely take the field, win the battle, and protect all that you hold dear. Is this not also what you had in mind, Lord Zhou Yu?
Zhou Yu, you have returned.
Yes, I've only just arrived. I'm a bit later than I had planned. But Lord Zheng Zhao and the others sure were grumbling up a storm. Zhuge Liang must have really caused a commotion at the meeting.
Perhaps his words were a little too bitter for them to stomach.
He must have thought that such an approach would be the only thing that could bring Wu to its senses. But Zhuge Liang's words were not meant to merely aggravate or inspire. I think he may actually believe that we can win. He plans to lead Liu Bei to victory, even if it means wringing every last bit of strength out of Wu. He would not have voiced his discontent so strongly without firm conviction. They are fully committed to this fight. We must make use of that. My lord, I speak to you now as a loyal retainer of the House of Sun. I have prepared a secret strategy that will ensure Cao Cao's defeat, but this plan cannot work unless we are able to use Liu Bei's forces. With my plan and the brave warriors in our ranks, we can protect the lives of our people, the domain of Wu, and everything we hold dear.
But This matter has divided us into two separate factions. What can I possibly do to convince everyone to unite as one? Even the soundest strategy is meaningless without the will to fight.
I will explain to them that there is a path to victory, and then I will urge them to reconsider. And if that isn't enough to inspire them to take action, well, we'll just have to appeal to their hearts instead of their minds.
Now even Lord Zhou Yu is insisting that we risk our lives in defiance. And just how do you plan on defeating an army of that size?
The size of Cao Cao's army certainly makes it a force to be reckoned with. But numbers can be deceiving. We must first compare the strengths and weaknesses of both sides. Our disadvantage lies primarily in our inferior numbers. But what do we have that we could use to our advantage?
The enemy is far from home, and they are also poorly trained. Most importantly, long boat journeys tend to bring sickness and fatigue.
Precisely so. And that's why we will fight them on the banks of Jing. No matter how imposing a force may be on land, on water, they become a mere jumble of poorly trained soldiers.
You have a point. Well, even a huge army makes for easy prey if its movements are sluggish.
As they will be slow to maneuver, all we need is a strategy to wipe them out before they have time to escape. What we will do is burn their entire fleet to ashes.
So we're to rely on nothing but unconventional tactics and sheer luck? Even if your fire attack were to succeed, how do you know we can win?
War is of course unpredictable, and I do not claim to have the ability to know the outcome of a battle before it is fought. But to consider no outcome but defeat before even taking the field, how is that any different than losing the battle before it even begins? Now, allow me to ask you all in plain words. Which path will you choose? Will you abandon the kingdom of Wu to live carefree lives without ambition? It is true that taking such a path may prolong your lives. You may even live long enough to reclaim your land and pride. But we would not be the ones to fight and die for the cause. That task would fall to none but our own children. Lord Sun Jian, Sun Ce, and all our forefathers. What would they think? Could you justify that choice to them? If you have even one small shred of pride left as retainers of the Sun clan, as the people of Wu, you will rise up, draw your weapons, and fight with all of your strength!
He's right! We must be the ones to protect Wu, no matter how powerful the enemy may be!
You can count me in. I'll honor my ancestors by fighting to the very end, so that my father and Ce can look down on me with pride.
Those who wish to surrender should do so. That is, if there are any among us that don't mind licking the boots of our enemies.
So we have no option but to fight. However...
This discussion is now over. This is a fight for our lives. A fight for all of the people of Wu, past, present, and future. We must defeat Cao Cao's forces once and for all!
No, I am content with this decision. I was just collecting my thoughts, that's all. Where will this path lead the kingdom of Wu?
The young sea's been...
I have such admiration for this kingdom. I'm sure in most kingdoms the leader gives orders from on high and everyone must obey. But not here. In Wu, no one is forced to serve blindly. We debate the merits of each choice and decide together. It does indeed. I doubt that last meeting would have gone nearly as well as it did without Joyu and the others. But it is rare to see him speak with such passion. Although, I'm sure he was somewhat exaggerating his emotions to inspire everyone. If you really think about it, the best way to get a group of people with different ideals to work together may be to win their hearts. If my father and brother were still alive to see how much U and I have changed, I wonder what they would say. Once gone, the dead can never come back to life. Yet, I can't help but wish I had the chance to show them. All that aside, it would be truly pathetic if we were to lose this war, given everything that's happened. I'm counting on you. We will use the unique strength of each of our soldiers to the fullest to achieve victory. That is the way of U.
Lord Pongtong, I know you're in there. Today's the day you're going to hear what I have to say.
Good grief! How's a man to relax with lords of the land barging in uninvited? I am a humble man of little consequence. It doesn't matter how many times you come here. Your problems are none of my concern.
Yes, I know what kind of man you are. But I have a reason for being so persistent in soliciting you to join our side. Lord Pongtong, your help will be essential to bringing U closer to victory. U's victory will ensure the safety of the people of Jiangdong, which will in turn make it possible to protect the people of Jing.
Is this your attempt to convince me? Sorry to disappoint, but that won't work on me. All life is precious, but it's not my battle to fight.
I see. Then you have forced my hand. I shall have to rely on my last resort.
Last resort? Well, I'll be damned. So they've got you doing their dirty work for them, have they?
I understand you are good friends with Lord Pongtong. Please put in a good word for us with him.
I almost feel guilty for causing you to be dragged out here. Oh, if it were anyone but you. I don't think I could ever bring myself to refuse if it meant damaging your reputation. U's leaders are a sinister bunch, aren't they? Fine, I'll help. But just this once.
Lord Pongtong!
But don't expect me to swear fealty or anything like that. I'm going to do things my way, no matter what.
Being able to fight alongside famous officers and generals, it's truly an honor.
Do you think this deployment is daring enough to defeat Cao Cao's divisions?
Of course. And once he's down for the count,
Sorry to bring you here so late. In the coming battle against Cao Cao, I will need you to play a central role. There is a crucial factor which must go in our favor. I want you to ensure that it does. We were afraid to say it in front of the others, but executing this strategy will be about as difficult as threading a needle on horseback.
Cao Cao is not an enemy that can be defeated without a great deal of luck. Or perhaps even a miracle.
We intend to overwhelm Cao Cao's massive army with fire. But simply starting the fires won't be enough for the plan to work.
At this time of year, the winds of the Yangtze River Basin blow from the west and the north. Cao Cao's forces are attacking from the north, so their ranks extend in the same direction. The wind will blow out our fires before they can spread.
Of course, Cao Cao is well aware of this, and likely plans to position himself to our north. But the peasantry of Jing have informed us that there is a place where the wind blows from the south for a short period at this time of year.
Chibi. They say there are times at night when a southerly wind blows down the cliffs on the southern coast.
We want to take advantage of that brief gust of wind. We'll only get one chance, so we must not waste it. You have a technique for predicting the wind, do you not?
To give this plan any chance of success, we are going to need that technique of yours.
We are currently making the necessary preparations. You don't need to worry about that. Please just focus your energy on predicting the winds. We have you with us now. Your presence here may just be yet another gift from fate. Our fate will be decided at Chibi. We will defeat them if all goes according to plan, but everything depends on us engaging them at that precise location. So in this battle, we will repel the enemy vanguard and lead their main formation to Chibi. I want you all to act as if the final battle has already begun. Proceed with all due caution. Now the battle begins.
Zuluan. No. I'm certain I have told you this before. I will not take the same path as you. So, they say Sun Quan is going to war with Cao Cao. Cao Cao has taken control of the Emperor and is now wielding the power of the throne to establish dominance over the Central Plains. I cannot turn a blind eye to his tyranny. If Sun Quan is going to fight him, then I want to help him do it. While all of you are engaging Cao Cao's main force in Jing, I will be assaulting Shu City to capture the Emperor. The Emperor is the foundation of Cao Cao's power. If we can take that advantage away from him, his influence will be greatly diminished. There are warriors among the Shanyue and the Wuhuan who hold me in very high regard. When the time comes, I will be able to rely on their help. But even so, I must admit that such a force on its own is nothing more than an unwieldy horde. I need a commander that can turn my rabble into an elite fighting force. I knew you would. If they come with your recommendation, I think it's safe to assume their ability. I will gladly meet with any...
So, your plan is to head to Shu City to rescue the Emperor while Quan and the others are fighting in Jing.
Well, I can't say I care for the phrase rescue the Emperor, but the Emperor has become a powerless figurehead. Whether or not tyranny will plague the land depends on those who guard him. We would likely be better off killing him, but I would rather see him with Sun Quan than under Cao Cao's control.
I suggest you show a bit more respect, Bai Luan. We will rescue the Emperor as loyal retainers of Han.
I won't apologize. You can back out if you wish. In fact, I'm amazed that you agreed to this to begin with, given our history. My actions brought about your deaths, or so I believed. Who could have guessed that we would end up on the same side of a battle?
You don't seem too pleased. But as it happens, there are many things we'd like to say to you. For one, I admit I've made a bad habit of taking things too far. I got so obsessed with building up and defending Wu that I became deaf to the voices of the Shanyue and the people of Jiangdong. By joining forces with you, we may be able to get at least a little closer to making amends to those we've wronged.
Right. And this will also give us the chance we need to save Chuan. Convincing the world of my death is proving to be well worth the effort. I really did plan on never showing my face again. But I couldn't resist the opportunity to fight in such an important battle. But be warned, Guardian of Peace. If you dare try to lay even a finger on the Emperor, I will make you regret it.
Understood. Now, let's run through the strategy once more. Sun Quan will intercept Cao Cao in Jing. During this distraction, we will lead our troops in a surprise attack on Shu City to capture the Emperor. Of course, this is assuming that Cao Cao doesn't discover our plan. If their main force comes to the defense of Shu City, we won't stand a chance. Zuluan, you have full knowledge of our situation, but you will be the only one of us to fight alongside Sun Quan's forces in Jing. The fact that Sun Jian still lives, and that we are targeting Shu City, must be kept a total secret. You must make absolutely sure of it. And with you, it would be very unfortunate for all of us if Sun Qian suffered a swift defeat. With that settled, we will depart immediately. I'm counting on you, Zuluan. Together, we fly.
Everyone says that damn South... The honorable warrior is still with us. I couldn't ask for a better officer.